Nestled in the heart of Jamara lies a sanctuary for alpacas, the Mourne Alpaca Farm. Here, the rhythm of life is set by the gentle hum of alpacas as they graze and welcome visitors to experience their world. We went to explore this picturesque haven in the middle of the Mournes. Owner Michelle, as well as her dedicated husband and 3 sons, tend to the alpacas' every need while also working busy jobs and going to university.
So how do you balance working on the farm and also being a student at Queen's?
So I'm in my final year of physics in Queen's, my final year of undergraduate. In regards to balancing work and sort of farm life at the minute, I know I'm sort of with you guys all of today, and then probably tonight that'll be more of like a stint of my own sort of physics work that I have due this week. A lot of projects and stuff this year. So less exams this year, more projects, so it's a lot more sort of grindy that way. But in terms of being on the farm, these guys are actually very easy to look after. I know a lot of like sort of cattle farmers and like sheep farmers, it's full time. This to me can be part time. So this is sort of like my part-time job, which I'm very grateful for. I know a lot of students hate their part-time jobs. This is a nice one, it's a bit of a different one. So it's pretty easy to balance the work that way.
And how does your average day look like when you're working on the farm?
So I'm up in Belfast all week for uni. I'll come back here on a Friday night and go back to Belfast on the Saturday evening, or Sunday evening, sorry. In regards to being out here, when the weather permits, it's lovely. I mean, just going out around, putting the feed around everyone, especially when you're up early on a Saturday, Sunday morning, you see the sunrise and stuff like that. It's just easy. If there's we're kind of farmers in that respect. They're easy to look after. In regards to going out and doing the heavy work, that's where the tractor comes into play and stuff like that. So being out and not sort of going around the fields feeding them is what I'm going to be doing. So bringing all the feed around to the bins we've got everywhere. All of the pastures are sort of divided up and they're easily just manoeuvred all around the different pastures and stuff like that. So it's all easily done.
As a student, where would you recommend other students to go?
So I went to school in Belfast as well. So I've been travelling from here my whole life. So
you're used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to Belfast. So in regards to what I can do around here as a student, a few of my mates we've gone up around the Mournes and stuff like that. I mean, Castlewellan's 10 minutes away, the Forest Park, you've got Newcastle as well. It's more just the nature of things rather than going out and partying like stuff up here.
Throughout the day, visitors are welcomed with open arms and are able to experience the magic of Mourne Alpacas farm firsthand. Mourne Alpacas offers many activities including alpaca trekking, hen parties, therapy clinics, wedding events and private parties. We were then joined by Stephen, Michelle's husband, to talk about the alpacas and their fur.
So what does your average day look like on the farm looking after the alpacas?
At weekends here, it's typically just making sure everybody's got food in front of their nose. Typically, they all have haylage already, sort of in the past here, just bring that big ad lib from, but they get a supplement meal just to make sure they get enough vitamins and minerals, etc., and keep them in good condition. So that's the main show, really. But,
So you were showing us a bit about their fur earlier and close-up, if we want to get a close-up with the camera on the phone. The different shades and the colours that they have.
Okay, so if you open it up, you can see the tips would be sort of to the sun a bit. So as you open it up, you can see the nice, slightly in the sun and slightly darker in here. It's very soft, sort of a wave called print, and it's quite lustrous. So it's a very highly regarded fleece. Especially then when it's spun into yarns to make really high quality garments from. Hyperallergenic, it's very soft, very low micron size in terms of the diameter of the fibers, and not just its fineness and softness.
So thank you so much for having us down today.
The day that we went down, they were running a bubbles and chocolate event for Valentine's Day, so there was teas, coffees, biscuits and a chocolate fountain. Make sure to keep an eye on the Mourne Alpacas website to see what they offer at the time of year you want to book. From guided walking trips to special education workshops with the alpacas, guests have the opportunity to connect with these gentle creatures on a profound level, forging memories that will last. Whether it's the soft touch of an alpaca's fleece or the soothing sound of their contented hums, there's something truly enchanting about the alpacas.
So Michelle, could you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start the farm?
The fact that alpacas are fabulous to look at, easy to look after and really not very needy. would be the first most important points when we were thinking about what was going to eat the grass many years ago. That and the fact that I recorded them when I had a short stint at Radio France as part of my PhD, fell in love with them when I never even knew what a blade of grass was like to own or anything else, and it was a passion from then on. And it stayed for a long time before it was realised.
Yes, I'd say we had a very zen afternoon here. I felt very at peace.
It's a good one.
We understand you've had different special skills come down with disabilities. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Alpacas, as a preyed upon animal indigenously, are very naturally a defensive animal. They're not an animal that will antagonise. They're not an animal that will rush towards anybody or leave anybody feeling, kind of uncomfortable in their presence. The opposite is the case. You have to work a little bit to gain their trust, to gain their kind of friendship, if you like. So in terms of working with children and young adults, and indeed adults with special needs, alpacas, as I say, come with absolutely no burden. They're easy. They're immediately easy on the eye to start with, especially in full fleece. So you've already won everybody over from that point of view. But the fact that as an animal, they'll stand, they'll look, and they will make you kind of come to them ever so slightly, and kind of buy their trust, makes them absolutely perfect to work with people with special needs, with language problems, with indeed mental health problems, or just an absolutely perfect de-stressor. There's everything about them that just makes you breathe out. So our groups here on the farm, where we work in intervention therapy or indeed just for fun and a fantastic day out, we get as much pleasure, I think, as the groups who come with us, because we get to share what we love and we get a really good excuse to be out in the pasture all day long, which is great. And I think all in the round, the space is safe, the space is fully accessible, all of those metrics have all been met. But most importantly, we hope anyway, it's an authentic experience. It's not airbrushed. People need to wear wellies when we get the normal Northern Ireland weather that we've got today. They need to know that they're going to be out, they're going to be in a field. It's not cleansed and it's not made in any way false. There's over 150 alpacas to meet. Lots of them, as I say, will stand and just look at you, and you get to just enjoy what is a very beautiful pastoral scene.
Yes, many a selfie has been taken today with me. We're in this amazing gift shop, which I've already made 2 purchases, 3 purchases actually today. Could you tell us a little bit about the wool from the animals?
The gift shop or farm workshop, whatever that you choose to call it, we are absolutely delighted to have got to the point where people want to see not just that we keep alpacas because they look beautiful, but the why we keep them, and to do that field to fashion journey and to be able to show people some of the fabulous products that we're able to make or have made with our fleece, and have people understand, I think, a very important message, the whole idea that it doesn't have to be miles and miles of air travel for you to get good product. It doesn't have to be something that is full of plastic or full of really un-environmentally friendly product. This is quite literally field to fashion, and all of those ticks are all with it, with all of the product that's available, and it's not a one-time wear and throw away.
Yeah.
I mean, the price tags will indicate that, but that is part and parcel of the process. And those processes and the milling processes, they're all man-intensive, labour-intensive. So that becomes part of the price tag. But the fact that that product, indeed in many cases, becomes something that people will pass on in generations, where there's jumpers and coats and suits and things involved, shows that, I think, something that we all need to be thinking a lot more about, which is the environment and actually sustainability and working with product that's provided to us naturally.
Yeah. And you have a really great student deal, which is fabulous for the experience that we've got today. The student deal compared to other places is amazing. Could you tell us about prices? And
well, prices, to be fair, were not completely set this year. We kind of take a wee look at how many animals, how many hands we have, how many of my own who are all students. So I'm pretty passionate, to be honest with you, knowing the fact that as a student I was always broke, and I've got 4 children who are now always broke. And if they're not broke, it's the bank of mum and dad that fill in the gaps. I think experiences like this don't need to cost a huge amount of money. I think the idea that you get value for what you come to do, and that we get to enjoy people who are here for the right reasons. And people come on the farm and realise, our open and speak usually is, you are now entering the alpaca's home. So come with respect, come with awe, come to be bowled over by how absolutely beautiful they are and everything that goes with it, but come to enjoy yourself and not have to pay a great deal of money. We offer flat rate 10% across anything that we do for students, but I will always say that people contact us, tell us how many you have coming, tell us how we can adapt or tweak and put together the perfect experience for your group once you get to us. And that's where we get an enjoyment, because then people get something that is bespoke for them and the full enjoyment that they're looking for.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much. We've had an amazing day.
I'm
during here,
delighted,
so thank you
despite
so
the
much.
rain.
Yes.
Very welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Very welcome.
We had an absolutely fabulous day going down to meet the alpacas and learning about their life. Thank you so much to Michelle and her family for their hospitality. We can't wait to come back in spring.
Do you have a favourite?
At the minute, there's one of the studs on the very back. His name's Abby, and he's like the best one. It's about like this height. He's fully grown. Yeah, you just haven't really seen any of the fully grown today.
Those ones aren't fully good.
No, no.
How tall did I get them?
The tallest one we have, probably about my height, 6'4".
Well, right, we're definitely coming.